A dark figure from the other side is terrorizing a mother, father, and their young daughter. Can the psychics stop the supernatural evil? Don't miss out. A shocking story of a deadly love affair will be revealed. You are watching Psychic Investigations, a project of exclusively true and astonishing stories. People who call themselves clairvoyants investigate tangled criminal cases and paranormal phenomena. The Shutyak family lives in this house. Oksana works at the local grocery store. Stas is a combine driver. They have a 5-year-old daughter, Vlada. Everything seemed fine in their lives until a danger loomed over the family.
I'm living in fear. When I go to bed, I see a grave and the ground. Something is pulling me down into the grave. I often have this dream.
Oksana has been suffering from the recurring awful dream for about 3 months. But 3 weeks ago, something started walking around the house at night, a human-shaped black shadow.
It stands staring at me closely.
And last week, the black phantom spoke to Oksana in a strange voice.
"It's time," it said. I answered, "I'm not ready to go yet. I don't want to," and turned away. I woke up screaming. I got up from the bed to phone my husband, but when I took my phone, I saw there were no numbers in it at all.
Oksana's husband was at work. Confused, she ran out of the room, wanting to escape the house, when something shoved her forcefully, like a strong man had thrown her. Oksana fainted. When she came to at dawn and picked up the phone, she saw that her husband's number was there again.
I told my husband that something was going to happen to me.
Little Vlada also started seeing someone in the house.
She wakes up at night, crying and fidgeting. I see something is bothering her.
The girl complains to her parents that a scary black phantom visits her at night. Vlada is so terrified that she only wants one thing:
a fairy so she could guard us.
I'm asking the psychics for help. Please come and help us figure this out because it's unbearably horrifying.
Such a strange dream. A car, speed, a road. A sudden screech of brakes and a scream. Glass shattering, a screech of metal. The feeling of pain. And then I see it from the side. Crumpled metal. Fire. Smoke. And under the debris lies a woman, all in white. She's like a bride. And she reaches out her hands to me from there, asking for help.
As it turned out, just a day before the psychic's visit, Oksana and her husband, Stas, barely survived a car accident. Could the psychic have sensed this?
We had a car accident.
Oksana and her husband were on their way to visit their friends, but they never made it.
A tire burst.
The car swerved.
It rolled onto the top. Its right side got completely crushed.
She broke the side window with her head and fainted for a minute. Then she came to and we crawled out of the car.
Meanwhile, Olga Kalinova phoned our office and described a woman who had been coming to her in dreams for several days. The woman resembled Oksana.
We need to save the family. A mortal danger is indeed looming over them.
Hello.
Hello.
Please come in.
As soon as we approached Oksana, a black sticky spot appeared behind her in midair. It seemed to be draining Oksana's life little by little.
This is where we live.
Well, you look at this adorable girl. What's your name?
Vlada.
The girl is terrified.
She sleeps badly, and she often cries in her sleep without opening her eyes.
She sees and senses something. Do you do puzzles? I have one for you. Hold it. If you like one, set it aside. Hold it. See, it's a princess's wedding. It's a couple. the groom and the bride. When the girl chose the wedding card, two ghosts of a groom and a bride immediately appeared behind her. But they looked absolutely terrifying. The bride was covered in blood, and her bones were broken. The groom was in a suit, but bones were sticking out of his body.
Go to the other room, dear. We need to talk to your mom. Oksana, I see that you once walked down the aisle. So, this isn't your first marriage. Did your first husband raise his hand against you?
Oksana doesn't like to speak of her first marriage. She met Volodya when she was 18 and fell head over heels in love. They got married, and then Vlada was born. But within a year of married life, the man changed drastically.
He would beat you.
While I was holding the baby in my arms.
After losing his job, Volodya started drinking heavily and taking his anger out on his wife.
Oksana, I sense that you blame a woman for what happened, believing she cast a spell on you.
His mother.
Yes.
His mother would blame you.
She would say it was all your fault that her son was unemployed, and she called you a bad wife. But she didn't perform any magical rituals. She simply didn't love anyone except her son.
He was really his mama's boy.
Oksana waited for her husband to finally start providing for the family for 3 long years, until her hope finally faded.
So I took my daughter, packed my things, and left him.
With your current husband, you two are like one entity.
Oksana says she finally feels happy, and she wishes to spend the rest of her life with Stas.
I feel like I'm being squeezed.
There's someone near us watching, and it's not a human. The entity is hiding somewhere around here.
Olga, let me walk around and look. Oh, ouch. It feels like someone punched me in the gut. Oh, wow.
Jana, are you all right? At some point, Jana stopped hearing anyone around her. She walked like she was mesmerized, following her pendulum, and it led her to the couple's bedroom.
Wow. Look, the chain broke and the pendulum fell and shattered. I've had the pendulum for years. Nothing like this has never happened before.
I feel something chalking me.
This is horrifying. Something exploded in the room.
Let's go. Let's go.
Everyone got genuinely frightened. Just then, Oksana's mother, Svetlana, returned home from work. Her daughter had warned her about the psychic's visit, but she didn't expect such a turn of events.
When I heard those screams, I was stunned.
Svetlana joins the investigation, and Vlada is taken away from the danger. She will stay with the neighbors. We decided to return to the house to check if there was a fire. It turned out the lamps exploded. Fortunately, nothing caught fire.
The entity chasing you is from a parallel world, and its energy seems male.
No, it's female. It's got brown eyes.
But when something chalked me in the house, I clearly felt a man's hands.
The psychics can't agree, as they both sense different things. What is this terrible entity that threatens this young family?
As soon as we went outside, spirits started gathering from all sides. There were a lot of them, and they all said they died unnatural deaths.
It feels like the entity is looking for a victim.
Is the house divided among several owners?
4 families.
Another woman from the house. The same card of death is above her. Who else lives here?
There's also Aunt Galina.
Let's go and check her.
Aita Galina, you have guests.
Galina has been living in one of the 4 parts of the house for over 15 years. Could she also be in danger?
Hello. I sense you fear for your life, too.
The fear is just wild.
This is Katya, Galina's niece. She's 23 years old, and she studies accounting in a nearby city. She often comes to visit her aunt.
You also see an entity, and it seems to be chasing you.
I can't sleep. I see a dark spot in front of me, and then the dark spot transforms into a human. It's pure terror.
Katya calls the thing she sees a dark man. She first saw him when she visited her aunt 3 months ago.
Hold up. You also see the dark man.
Yes, the Dark Man.
It's hard to believe, but just a few days before the psychic's arrival, Oksana indeed saw an entity resembling a man.
A man clad in all black, like a black suit, and he's tall, about 2 meters.
This is something unbelievable. 2 complete strangers see the same entity. But what's even more frightening is that it wants to kill them.
The entity, the man in black, needs both Oksana and Katya together.
So, the entity needs the women, but why are other members of the Shutyak family suffering? And why is all this happening to these people?
The entity, the dark man, is here now. He's standing over there.
Olga, what's wrong?
The dark man in the black suit. He's evil and he's angry. Oh God, he just disappeared.
He's wearing a suit. A black jacket, pants, and shoes.
And his eyes are brown?
The psychics describe the man as if he's standing in front of them, but there's no one around. Who is he? And why is he so aggressive?
Is there a river nearby?
There's a river down there.
The man's spirit showed me a river. He said I should go there. It's strange. First and foremost, I feel a smell of something burned, and then I hear a scream, a piercing scream. Someone died here.
A young man. And before his death, he heard a piercing woman's scream. It was a scream from the world of the dead. Her soul took him to the other world. It seems he was struck by lightning.
He's not a drowning victim. He accidentally fell into the water. Was anyone struck by lightning here?
A man was killed by electricity.
He used it to stun fish.
God, and who are these? 2 more spirits approached us. They were hovering above the water. 2 young men. 2 more, 2 burned here terribly.
2 men who burned alive.
We spoke to the locals. It turned out that 2 years ago, 2 young men burned alive in their own house. They were sleeping, and when they woke up, the entire house was engulfed in flames. They simply couldn't escape the fiery trap.
Something caught fire from the heater. It looked like the floor caught fire.
A woman visited them before death. The woman took them.
The spirit of the woman who takes young men to the other world is in despair. She's looking for a partner for her, and until she finds one, she will continue to take men's lives.
But just a little earlier, they mentioned the dark man whom Oksana and Katya see. Then, who is the woman the psychics are talking about?
The man in black hunts for women, and the woman who screams so piercingly takes men to the other world.
These two entities can take not only those living in this house, they can come to anyone. The woman to any man, and the man to any woman. It's still unclear who they are and why they take lives. But they are apparently a couple that can't be together.
Let's go to the van. Here, I'm constantly being confused by these deceased spirits. Oh God, it hurts. It feels like someone is hitting me on the head right now.
Olga, have some water.
The man and woman are bride and groom. They died in an accident. Both had bad head injuries. How horrible. They take everyone to the world of the dead. They want us to find them. Or they will keep killing.
Quiet. Breathe. Take deep breaths like this. Oh my goodness, let's go upstairs. The husband and wife who never married died in the accident. She died first. She's in white, the bride-to-be, and the groom died later. And again, fire, from injuries and wounds, bleeding.
We don't recall anything like that.
It happened somewhere nearby. We need to find the place. Let's go there.
How do we find it?
The couple's spirits will give us a sign.
The psychics ask the driver to drive along the village's central street. Would they feel where the accident happened?
We're close now. Both the female and male entities are here.
Jana, yes, I see them. Pull over.
Let's go.
The spirits of the man and the woman were standing right in the middle of the road. He was in a black suit and she wore a wedding dress. But they were standing as if they didn't notice each other. There was some invisible wall between them. There used to be a road there.
There used to be a dirt road there, and this is a new one. It was built about 35 to 40 years ago.
Look, blood. Pain, fire, and death. The woman died immediately. The man stayed here alone.
Suddenly, the women remembered that, indeed, a terrible accident had happened at this very spot 30 years ago.
A couple indeed crashed here. She died, and then the man died a couple of months later.
The groom was taken to the hospital, where he eventually died after several months in a coma.
The woman whom to marry, but she didn't want to, and so she ran away.
She ran away from her initial groom with that young man.
Older villagers remember this story. The couple was head over heels in love, but the girl's parents wanted to marry her off to someone else. She ran away from her own wedding, and her lover took her in his car. However, they never reached their destination due to the crash.
The couple, who were separated forever, turned into two entities, a male and a female. Oh my. They walk around and look for each other.
Since the girl died on the spot and her lover later in the hospital, their souls got lost in the parallel world. They are like in a maze, looking for each other.
In every man, the woman's spirit is looking for her beloved, and the groom is looking for his bride in each woman. That's how they wander, taking the living to the other world. Who is he proposing to?
Me. It started like an ordinary dream. I was sitting, and he was sitting across from me on a little chair, and he said, "You will still marry me."
We need to reunite them.
Let's perform the ritual.
To connect them, we need two things. One for women and one for men.
We need a bridal wreath for the girl.
And for the man?
He's the patriarch, so we need a grain.
And sugar. For the bride and the groom. So their life is sweet. Let's see. The woman is here. And the man is here too.
They finally met.
Ladies, blow out the candles. They didn't want to kill anybody. They just wanted to be happy like others. Everything will be all right now.
Thank you so much for coming.
After meeting with the psychics, the lives of these people changed. Oksana can finally sleep peacefully in her own home. Little Vlada started reciting kids' rhymes to her mom. Finally, after a long time of hardship, the Shutyaks are happy.
You just look at her. She's smiling. She's happy.
We are grateful for their work. It's so good there are such people who can help.
If you're impressed by the story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. A raven spirit is taking the residents of the same building one by one. Don't miss out. Can the psychics stop the otherworldly killer? Olena Hrinchenko has asked the psychics for help. She and her daughter live in a residential building in one of Ukraine's largest cities. The residents of the communal apartments felt like one big family until some kind of mysterious curse began killing them one by one.
Two brothers, Andriy and Ruslan, used to live with me. We grew up together in this apartment.
Brothers mysteriously perished one by one under peculiar circumstances. Ruslan, the elder brother, died when he was 32. The cause of the death was rather unexpected: hepatic vein thrombosis. After a while, the younger brother, Andriy, died in a car crash. He was also 32.
He died momentarily from the fracture in the basis of his skull.
After the death of the brothers, only Olena and her daughter Nastya remained in the communal apartment. She divorced her husband years ago. The woman and her daughter own 3 of the 5 rooms in the apartment. However, they are certain that some kind of evil force has occupied the rooms next door to those that brothers used to live in.
The door handle trembles, clacking, like somebody opens the door, and then I hear the noises. Like somebody has passed by. It all makes my blood run cold.
Later, Nastya also witnessed the mysterious phenomena.
There was no draft. It wasn't windy outside, but the curtains were waving violently, and the ledge fell off.
We were visiting Olena when the flower pot slid. It moved itself, without anybody touching it.
But what happened next caused a nervous breakdown in Olena. She saw a man's ghost in the hallway in front of late brother's rooms.
It moved along the hallway and toward the door like it was going to exit. It was a male silhouette, a little taller than I am.
To recover from the shock, Olena and her partner went to the countryside to spend some time among the nature. If only she had known what nightmare she would have to experience there. She went into the woods to walk the dog, but she couldn't find the way back.
I've gone hiking, and I'm rather good at navigating. I knew I wasn't far away and I could return, but wherever I went, I found myself in a wrong location.
And the most terrible thing is that all that time, in front of her, Olena kept seeing the silhouette of the man who had scared her so much at home.
So I was wandering around the forest, trying to find my way out.
Nobody answered her calls for help, and she didn't have a phone signal.
I dialed Mom, but she was out of reach. I cried. I was trembling terribly. I thought maybe I should call rescuers to find her.
Desperate, Olena climbed a tree. Only this way did she manage to get the signal with her phone. However, nobody found her at the spot she described. It was like she was in a parallel realm. At 2 in the morning, Olena found herself at a lake. It served as a landmark that helped find her. But another misfortune happened to her immediately afterward. The car in which her friend was driving her home had an accident.
There was a large vehicle in front of us. It had a huge wagon attached to it. It made a sharp left turn and hit us on the right side, right where I was sitting.
Luckily, nobody suffered in the accident. The following night, Nastya also saw the man from the other world.
I woke up with the feeling that somebody was sitting next to me, and I saw a figure touching me.
And the mother and the daughter will never forget the thing that happened to them after that.
The socket caught fire. It was awful.
The moment they extinguished fire and were standing in the middle of the room, shocked, they suddenly heard a male voice.
There were noises, like a man was talking, but we knew there was nobody else in the apartment.
Nevertheless, Olena and Nastya were so scared that they couldn't make out what the voice was saying. The mother and the daughter begged the psychics to help them.
We can't take it any longer. It's a nightmare. The psychics are our only hope.
The project's strongest participants, Zhana Shulakova and Kayal Alekperov, answered Olena's call for help.
I had a very strange dream. In it, I was standing on the rooftop of a building, and there was a flock of birds, ravens, flying above me. And then one of them darted at me. The raven turned into a man and said, "Look what she's done to me."
My jinns are telling me you will hear a woman scream, and then you'll find a dead child. This is somehow connected to Olena.
Hello.
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 You are our last hope.
Give me your hand, please. I feel something smother you at night. I see somebody's hands on your neck.
I often feel something like that. Like recently, I was sleeping, but then I felt something large creeping along my legs, approaching my face.
Like it was crawling along your body.
Yes. And then I felt tight pressure, like it was smothering me with the blanket. Like it pressed the edge of the blanket and was holding tightly. I started suffocating and began screaming.
If it hadn't been for Olena's partner, nobody knows how it would have ended.
I started calling him. He jumped up, and when the blanket was over me, I managed to take a gulp of air. He said he woke up not because I was screaming, but because he felt cold on his skin, like a freezing wind was blowing on him.
I see you look out of the window and there's a flock of birds flying in circles in the sky.
Crows gather here all the time, and they sit in front of my window cawing.
So, the Raven Man didn't appear for no reason in my dream.
The threat is coming from him.
The Raven Man from my dream was the spirit that Olena and her daughter saw in their apartment. He shifted his appearance constantly, morphing from a man into a bird.
The strange otherworldly entity was a spirit. But why does he turn into the bird? I have a feeling that somebody brought something into your home that summoned this Raven Man. Can we work in your apartment?
Of course.
My book shows me elder brother. He opens the window, and a raven flies inside.
The birds indeed flew into the window. One of them flew into Ruslan's room.
After it happened, your neighbor got a terminal illness.
I had a vision of a car with a young woman at the wheel and a man sitting next to her. I realized I saw the final moments of the younger brother's life. Then something hit the windshield. It was something like a shadow or a bird. The bird is the spirit that hunted Andrei and is now after you. But neither of the late brothers brought the thing that attracted death to their home.
The murderous spirit appeared because of a woman.
Night. A woman. She's holding a bird. The bird is black. And there is something shiny in her other hand. It's either a knitting needle or a knife.
The door banged, but there was no draft.
I saw a young man's spirit in front of the front door. Could it be the Raven Man? Wait, where did he go? The man's spirit entered this apartment. He's about 30. He's young, he stops breathing in his sleep.
Yes, Alexei died in this apartment.
A young woman wakes up next to her man to find him dead. There's a look of terror on her face.
Yulia slept next to him when he died in his sleep.
Olena's friend Yulia and her fiancé lived in this apartment. The couple planned to marry soon, but one night, the man's heart suddenly stopped, just as Olena's deceased brother's. He was 32.
Wait, my book tells me that the woman doesn't live anymore, and it happened not so long ago.
It will be 40 days since she's gone this Saturday.
I have a feeling that she burned from the inside.
Yes, and she was also 32.
Yulia died from cancer. The doctors discovered the awful condition in the young woman too late.
My head's spinning. I can't be here. I need air. Do you hear that?
A crow's cawing. The spirit is trying to tell us something. He's showing me soil in a woman's hands. And the soil is from somewhere with necrotic energy, like a cemetery.
I see a woman. She's crying for her late child. She has fair hair and green eyes. She's a little plumper than you. She says she and her son were killed by a bird.
This is Lyuba. She lived on the 5th floor. Lyuba died last year.
She was pregnant when she died.
Yes, she was 7 months into pregnancy.
Lyuba was found dead in her apartment at 6 in the morning. Her heart suddenly stopped, and she was also 32 years old, and her unborn baby died together with its mother.
6 victims of the Raven Man in the same building. But I feel the spirit didn't want to kill them. Someone purposefully compelled him to eliminate Olena's neighbors.
Then Lyuba's spirit showed me a woman in the courtyard.
The spirit of Lyuba, who lived in this building, brought us to you. Did you know her?
Yes.
It turned out that this woman's name is Lilia. She lives in the next building.
My book says that you saved Lyuba's daughter from the otherworldly entity when you took her away from here. Did Lyuba have a daughter?
Yes. I'm her daughter's godmother. After Lyuba died suddenly, I adopted her.
As it turned, Lyuba was a single mother. Domenica's father left her even before the girl was born. Her second unborn child's father did the same. On the night when the mother had a sudden heart attack, her 2-year-old daughter was with her.
She was crying loudly, and the neighbors heard it and came running.
And you realized you wouldn't let anyone take the girl.
I took her by the hand and took her home. That was it.
The girl had no other relatives except her mother.
I understood that social workers would arrive soon to take her to an orphanage. So I took her home and then went to their office to file for adoption.
Lilia has no children of her own, and she loves little Dominika like her own daughter.
I felt nobody could stop me from what I was determined to do. I did everything not to let them take Dominika to the orphanage.
Lyuba is deeply grateful. She says you feel her daughter, like she's your child. But not here. Here.
Lyuba's spirit was grateful that we'd found her friend. She told me, "Follow the scream." I didn't understand what she mean until I heard desperate yelling. A woman screaming. "It's coming from over there."
The residents of the building, who went outside when they saw the psychics, follow Kayal Alekperov.
A dead child, a little boy, was lying here.
It was Lyuba's nephew, Valentin. He was a year and 7 months old when he fell out of the 5th floor window.
Oh God!
The boy and his parents lived in the same building as Olena, in the Lyuba's apartment.
Did the boy fall out of that window?
Yes. We woke up to a terrifying female yelling. The woman was screaming, "Help!" I looked out of the window and saw him lying down there.
The woman was going to work when she discovered the boy lying on the sidewalk.
The cards told me his mother was blamed for his death.
His mother's name is Anna.
Where was she?
She was in the room with him. She was sleeping, and she didn't feel the boy crawl over her.
At the moment of the tragedy, the boy was home with his mother. His father was at work. It was summer and very hot. The window was open.
They had a couch by the window, and so he climbed on top of the couch, and then to the windowsill, and...
She only woke up to the screaming.
Most probably, yes.
The little boy's death ruined the family. After a while, Anna and her husband divorced, and the grieving mother moved out of the building that brought her so much pain.
This is very weird. But the Raven Man is connected to the boy's death, too. We need to work in the apartment where the tragedy occurred.
The psychics and Olena climbed to the 5th floor.
I don't feel any negative energy coming from there. Wait, my jinns are telling me that the answer is on the rooftop. The Raven Man is up there. There he is standing.
I feel a tremor going from my hair to my legs, and it's so freezing cold that I have cramps.
He says he doesn't want to kill, but he has to do it. He's showing me something. There's something here. I feel the stench of blood. Jana, look! It's been here for a long time. Jana, be careful.
My God. A bird. A crow's skull, wings, feathers, and soil. So eerie.
These are the remnants of the black bird, and the soil is from a grave. It's a death charm.
Oh my God, who could have done this?
The dead boy's mother did it.
Valentin's mother. Dear God.
It's a ritual on a grave. A summoning of a young man's spirit. A woman is carrying it out. And the bird was a ransom. The bird had been killed. Something went wrong during the ritual, and ever since, the spirit of the man from the grave on which the woman carried out the ritual has been locked in the dead bird.
Anna made him a killer.
But why would she bring so many tragedies?
She wanted revenge.
Because she was blamed of her son's death.
Everyone blamed her. People thought it was her fault. Everybody turned away from her.
And she also blamed herself for her son's death.
And on top of that, she heard other people's accusations.
I'm afraid to imagine the pain the poor mother felt after her little son died. And the people's talks only tore her heart further, killing her. She withdrew into herself and started changing.
Yes, yes.
She began losing her mind little by little because she saw her little son. He haunted her.
The woman decided to use magic to avenge on her peers and friends who had turned their backs on her. This is why she hid the charm on the rooftop right above your apartments. When you suffer from guilt, the last thing you want is deprecation. The deprecation from her closest people made her do it. Each person who tried to accuse the woman died.
Yes.
We're talking about the woman, but I don't feel her among the living.
The one she loved killed her.
She started living with her new partner. He beat her badly, and he eventually beat her up to death.
God, it's terrible. The spirit of the Raven Man provoked her death too.
If we don't stop him, he'll continue killing.
Help us, please.
I needed to carry out the ritual to release the man's spirit from the dead bird.
After that, he can return to the world of the dead, and he won't kill anyone.
I'll take the charm and I'll descend. I need soil.
I will remain here to clean the building of the destructive spell.
The spirit is free.
I neutralize the spell and set protection on all the residents of the building. Nothing is threatening you or your neighbors anymore.
Thank you so much.
It isn't said without a reason. Before you accuse someone of something, you must first take the path they took. In this story, many people paid with their lives for the deprecation of the poor woman. If you're impressed by the story, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Many more incredible investigations are coming up.